She laughed, loud, unapologetic, the kind of laugh that echoed off the marble walls of wealth. "I mean, come on," she said, swirling her glass like she owned the room. "He's just a secretary." 50 pairs of eyes turned to me, some amused, some pitying, some already forgetting I existed. Her fiancé, a tall, smooth-suited billionaire with a shark's smile, raised an eyebrow. "And what do you actually do?" he asked, his voice soaked in condescension. "Really?" I looked at him, then at her. Her smirk curled, confident. I smiled, just once, and said 2 words: forensics intelligence. The room didn't gasp, it stopped breathing. Her champagne glass slipped, shattered. The silence that followed wasn't confusion, it was realization. And she knew I hadn't come for the party, I'd come for the ending. She left me 3 years ago, not with a fight, not with closure, just a note. I need more. And then she was gone. Replaced me with luxury, glitz, wore her new life like a trophy dress. No calls, no explanation, only silence. And the occasional headline, "Tech billionaire's new flame stuns at gala. From secretary to society, a modern fairy tale." Secretary. She always said it like a punchline, because I didn't wear a tailored suit, because I didn't build apps or ride private jets. But she never asked what I actually did. She just assumed I kept schedules. That's what made her dangerous. Her confidence in false narratives, her gift for making lies feel like truth. And I let her think it, because I needed her to speak freely. I needed her to believe she'd won. I started collecting after the divorce. Emails, transactions, private messages she thought disappeared. You see, I work with digital trails. Deleted doesn't mean gone. Encrypted doesn't mean safe. The day she served me with divorce papers, I mirrored her phone, cloned her cloud. She never knew. And what I found wasn't just betrayal, it was coordination. She hadn't left me for love, she'd left me for leverage. She used our marriage to gather intel, names, contracts, blackmail material, sold it to her new fiancé's competitors. She was his lover and his liability. But she thought I was just the forgotten man in the shadows, the footnote, the nobody. That's the thing about secrets. They feel safe when they're buried under arrogance. But I was patient, methodical, and I built a dossier with teeth. I traced the wire transfers, found the offshore accounts, linked her burner phones to VPN masks. She left breadcrumbs like lipstick on a collar, bold, sloppy. And I wasn't the only one watching. Corporate counter intel had flagged her name. She was on a list, just a whisper away from legal exposure. All it took was one meeting. I offered them context, and in return, they gave me access. The kind that came with badges, clearance, unfiltered data. She wasn't just sleeping with a billionaire, she was selling him off piece by piece. She thought I was nothing, but I was the reason she was still off the grid. I'd been covering her tracks, not out of love, out of design. Because once she was exposed, I wanted it to be me standing there, pulling the curtain back. So when she invited me to the engagement party, mocking kindness in her voice, I accepted. She didn't expect me to show, didn't expect me to smile, didn't expect anything. She paraded me like a pet, introduced me as her ex who still answers phones. They laughed. Then came his question, "What do you really do?" And I told them, forensics intelligence. I watched his pupils contract. He stepped back half an inch. I handed him an envelope. Slim, white, sealed. "Open that when she's not looking," I said. "Or don't. Either way, you'll find out." Then I turned to her. She was pale now, the exact color of a lie about to be caught. She whispered, "You wouldn't." I leaned close. I already did. I left before the fallout. Didn't need to see it. I'd already lived it in my mind 100 times. He'd read the files, see her for what she was, decide if saving her was worth dismantling himself. She'd call, she'd cry, she'd scream. I wouldn't pick up. I didn't destroy her. She did that on her own. I just made sure everyone saw it. Because revenge isn't about violence. It's about precision. It's about letting them bury themselves with their own lies, then handing them the shovel in public. She made me invisible. She made me small. She made me silent. But all it took was 2 words. And the room finally saw me.